Who plays video games? Not what they play, not how good are they. Just who are they? They're children learning how failure feels. They're veterans finding focus and calm. Parents stealing moments after everyone else has gone to sleep. Adults unwinding after a long day at work. And people whose bodies don't always cooperate, but whose minds still crave connection. Gaming doesn't ask where you come from. It doesn't ask what you look like. It doesn't ask what you carry into the room with you. You log in, and you are simply there. And that makes gaming one of the most powerful social spaces we've ever created. And also, one of the most revealing. Hey, Grandma here, and today I want to talk about something that lives right at the heart of gaming culture. The part we celebrate, and the part we don't like to look at. The deep friendships we form online, the grief we carry when those friendships end, and the toxicity that grows when competition replaces compassion. Because gaming culture isn't broken, it's human. One of the quiet miracles of gaming is anonymity. In the real world, people see your body first, your age, your mobility, your clothes, your perceived worth. In games, none of that loads in. You meet people as voices, as avatars, as timing and teamwork and movement. And because of that, gaming creates friendships that might never exist anywhere else. Different countries, different cultures, different backgrounds, different life experiences. People who might never share a room or a meal or a conversation in real life. But in a game, they become equals. For some players, gaming friendships are a bonus. For others, they are everything. Players with disabilities, chronic illness, anxiety, isolation, people who can't easily leave their homes or can't socialize consistently, or whose bodies don't allow for predictability. Online, those barriers soften. They can show up on good days, rest on bad ones, and still belong. For them, logging in isn't escapism, it's connection. And when we talk about gaming culture, we have to remember that, because the stakes are not the same for everyone. Here's something we don't prepare players for. Online friendships hurt when they end. Sometimes it's gradual. Schedules change, life shifts, you wave less, then not at all. Sometimes it's abrupt. Ghosted, you're blocked, you have a falling out with no closure. And sometimes, someone just stops logging in. At first, you assume they're busy, then you worry, then you hear. I've watched entire communities pause, gather, and mourn for someone they never met in person, but knew deeply. There's no funeral to attend, no shared ritual, just a name on a friends list that never lights up again. And yet, the grief is real, because the friendship was real. But gaming has another face, one that's louder, angrier, less patient. The rage quitting, throwing a controller, the tantrums when losing feels personal. The idea that skill equals worth, and that worth must be defended at any cost. Failure isn't a lesson, it's an insult, and insults demand retaliation. If you've ever watched Zone Chat scroll by, you know exactly what I mean. There's racist slurs, sexist comments, cruelty tossed out casually, as if no one on the other side could possibly be human. And then nothing. The chat keeps moving, the words vanish upward, the game continues. And that's the part we don't talk about enough. Because when there's no consequence, when no one pushes back, behavior like that starts to feel normal. And when cruelty becomes normal, it doesn't always sound like shouting anymore. Sometimes it sounds like advice. 2 words, typed casually, often without thought. Get good. Get good didn't start as cruelty. It started as encouragement, a rough, albeit clumsy way of saying, don't give up. In games like Elden Ring, failure is expected, death is instructional. And when framed correctly, get good means perseverance, learning, and trying again. I talked about that in my last video, but somewhere along the way, that meaning changed. It became shorthand for dismissal. You're struggling? Get good. You're new? Get good. You're playing differently? Get good, scrub. Advice offered without empathy isn't motivation. It's exclusion. Elden Ring shows this duality perfectly. You have co-op. A stranger appears, helps you, then disappears with a small reward and knowing you survived. Invasions. Another stranger appears. He's here to dominate and to mock, and then he's going to teabag your corpse as punctuation. Same game, same mechanics, different choices. Games don't decide who we are. We do. In MMOs, toxicity becomes structural. Endgame requires experience. Experience requires access. And that access requires approval. And approval is guarded. One mistake, you're ghosted. One question, you're mocked. One bad run, you're blocked. In Neverwinter, I have seen players quit entirely, not because the game was too hard, but because the community was. In Boundless, griefing became such a problem that development slowed, so systems could be built to protect players from each other. When a game has to defend its community from itself, that tells us something. Games don't make people toxic. They reveal us. They show us how we handle frustration, how we handle failure, how we treat people when consequences feel distant. They also show us something else, our capacity for patience, for teaching, for kindness. Gaming culture holds our worst instincts and our best selves, often side by side, often in the same person. Maybe the lesson isn't stop being toxic. Maybe it's simpler. Remember, there's a person on the other side of the screen. Someone learning, someone coping, someone surviving. Get good doesn't have to mean you don't belong here. It can say, stay, learn, we got you. I've been hurt by gaming communities, and I've been held up by them. I've made friendships I'll carry for the rest of my life, and I've mourned people I've never met but loved anyway. I've run guilds, babysat adults, watched strangers become family, and despite everything, I still believe gaming can be better. Not because games will change, but because we can. Because every time we log in, we choose which side of the controller we're on. I'm Grandma, and I'll see you next time.